Hello friends and welcome. Today we're going to talk through an example of when to roam as position 4. It's one of the hardest choices you'll have to make, but it's a huge one because it could snowball the rest of the game in your favor if you choose the right times to move around. So I talked through more considerations of this in a how to support video. I'll link that wherever, but this was a very clean example that came up on my Wednesday streams where we review viewers' games. If you want one of yours, come by the stream, self-plug, whatever, all that. But in this situation, Dark Willow felt Ursa versus Timbersaw. This is a very volatile lane. I didn't feel like I could leave. And it's true, sometimes it is harder to leave the lane than others. But even in a very close lane like this one, you do still want to keep an eye out for opportunities that you can go do something else. Because although the core players may not want you to leave their lane, you got to do it for their own good sometimes. Dota is a very connected game, so when you leave and you sacrifice a little bit in this lane, to help your mid lane, the mid lane can then snowball further and then maybe come back to help you, right? You have to be able to see it and then choose, yeah, that's worth it, I have to roam. This is the hard part about playing position 4, and I know the cores will like tilt around it, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. You can tone it down. You don't have to be like the pros, and they're going like every single rune and all of that because everyone knows what to do. You can do it less, right? You can stay in the lane more, but I promise you, there will still be opportunities that you can move around, such as this one here. Even a very volatile, very close lane. This is the first chance for Dark Willow to not come back to this lane. Why? Look at the creeps. We have to ask ourselves, where's the creep equilibrium now? And where is it going to be in about 30 seconds? Because that's how long it takes to, say, go mid and then come back. Sometimes you walk there, sometimes you teleport, then you walk back. The further out you can imagine, because you want to spend more time away, then you're going to need to do that. But we'll stick to 30 seconds for now. When we look at these creeps, there are 5 radiant creeps, all full health, and the most important part here, 2 range creeps. Anytime you have, or the enemy has more range creeps than you, the range creeps blow through the creeps. So anytime there's more enemy range creeps, it will typically push in your favor, so it is going to come into the lane. Timbersaw may not be able to approach the lane up here because he's so low and because these heroes are still alive, but he doesn't have to come here. He will miss maybe 1, 2 creeps, but it will push and it will come under his tower, and he will have the safety of the tower. He has the wrong build, but the reactive armor will heal him up. If Dark Willow comes to this lane, they're not going to play aggressive because Timbersaw is low. He cannot play aggressive or he will die. And there's a bunch of creeps, there's a bunch of farm, gold, experience, all coming to him. He does not want to risk dying by playing aggressive right now. So all that's going to happen, whether Dark Willow is here or not, is that they're just going to watch these creeps push up to the tower, and then Timbersaw is going to farm under here. He is safe there alone. Dark Willow does not need to stay with him. So if Dark Willow was alive, she would just like try to stop pulls or something, or she can look to roam. In this case, Dark Willow is dead, so she can look to teleport somewhere else. Are the other lanes in need of assistance? If we look at the top lane, on her team, Faceless Void and Spirit Breaker are pretty healthy, and Hoodwink does look, we could probably kill her, but it is pretty close to the enemy tower, so it's not really worth teleporting here, making something happen, and then like running through the Twin Gate. In terms of the amount of time it would take, it's not that bad, but the likelihood of this succeeding, of getting anything out of here, not great because it's so close to the enemy tower. However, if we look at the mid lane, I don't think we can necessarily kill Zeus here. He is half health, but it's not going to be easy to teleport here and jump him, especially because he probably has a ward here. Most mid laners start with a ward in the middle lane. So killing him isn't my goal here. It's the fact that they both build bottles, and both of them are empty on their bottle charges right now. This is pretty close. Zeus, half health, but a good chunk of mana. Puck, missing about half the mana, but fairly full health. They're going to be spamming each other, harassing each other. The mid lane, very prone to tilting one way or the other with a little bit of help. So if you come here and fill Puck's bottle, Puck is going to have a lot more regen to work with. I know if you're at a lower rank, people don't always know what bottle refilling is. You can kind of skip this part for now. But as you reach a certain level, and this happens to be an Ancient to Divine game, people know what bottle refilling is. So if you come here, Puck will have 3 new bottle charges to work with, which means Puck can put a lot of pressure on Zeus, and that means Puck is probably healthier and stronger as the 6-minute rune comes up, which means Puck then gets the first power rune. Could be a haste to then gank one of the side lanes or just run the Zeus down, kill him. Could be a regen to like really bully out the Zeus, farm like crazy, and then still be full health for ganks, right? A lot of the power runes are very good to secure for your mid laner. Instead, we see Dark Willow teleport bottom, and okay, we're here for a little bit, But within a few seconds of finishing this teleport, we see that, yes, the Radiant creeps, in fact, do push up. And now I'm not really needed. I'm not going to do anything here. I'm not going to fight them 2v1 right now, nothing like that. So I can actually roam away right now. So she didn't need to teleport here. She could have teleported somewhere else, or she could have just walked back to this lane, save the teleport. Now, maybe you didn't die. You've just been playing the lane and you see this coming. A few seconds earlier, or even right now, you can choose to roam. So double stacking is a possibility. Coming over to the action rune is what I would recommend in this case because it's coming up here at 6 minutes. And if we look at our mid laners again, Zeus, Puck, neither is likely to kill each other right now because they don't quite have the damage and the mana to finish off the kills. Maybe Dark Willow with 1 or 2 extra spells could change that and get the Zeus kill. But even without thinking about killings, we just imagine later down the lane, whoever gets this next action rune is probably going to take control of this lane, which means roaming here right now could win the mid lane, and then that could snowball for the rest of the game. So Dark Willow could come here, secure this rune. Puck would go top to fight for this rune. They're both pretty low, so we're not really worried about them dying. In fact, I would push the favor towards Puck. Even though Puck is level 5 compared to Zeus's level 6, Zeus just doesn't have enough mana to do anything, but Puck has both the spells. So I would actually give Puck the advantage here, and hopefully, once you see both of them fighting over this rune, and it's like 5 minutes 56, and like Dark Willow's waiting here, Dark Willow can start running up here to then help get this kill if they do continue to fight over this rune, or Zeus will see that Dark Willow's on the way, and he'll be like, okay, you know what, not worth it, I'm gonna walk away, and you secure the rune. Because Dark Willow didn't come, Zeus ends up getting the rune. Now this is where a little bit of RNG comes into play. It could have spawned bottom and Puck would get it, but you can see by our actions, we can try to control RNG a little bit. Even though we don't know where it's going to spawn, we cover both bases by rotating here to push the odds that we get it. Puck might lose the click war if they're both fighting, right? There's only so much you can do. Don't worry about that. But in this case, Zeus picks up an Invis rune, so now he has all these bottle charges. He's also finished his arcane boots, so he's going to play the lane. Puck's going to try a little bit, but Puck's going to come for the bounty rune, and if Puck had picked up this rune, which would give 2 bottle charges, not as good as an action rune, but it helps a lot, then Puck might still be able to play mid, but it was actually taken, so Puck's going to come back to the lane for a little bit, try to play as much as they can, but then Puck's going to feel like they have to go back to base to get more regen. He's free to do whatever, he's getting all this farm, Puck's missing out, and then because Zeus, guess what, he's been spamming spells, he's been farming, still topped up on regen, still 2 bottle charges. He feels free to come down here where he looks and goes, ooh, a low health Timbersaw can come here, just pick up a pretty easy kill. Whoever makes the first move usually has an advantage in a game like Dota, which requires teamwork and communication. It's very difficult to organize stuff. So whoever makes the first move, in this case Zeus, usually gets away with it. Puck is going to rotate, and they are going to try to get a return kill on Zeus here. But Zeus, Invoker, Ursa, they could have already gotten all the golden experience from this Timbersaw kill. They weren't actually in position in this particular situation. Even if Puck and Dark Willow get a return kill now, Timbersaw is already dead. Timbersaw won't get anything out of this exchange. Unfortunately, although they do try for a return kill, they aren't quite able to get it. And so now, Zeus has just taken that rune and snowballed it. He won his mid lane. We see here the net worth. He's now further ahead of Puck because Puck had to go home, so Zeus got to keep farming while Puck did not. And he got to make the first rotation, so he picked up a Timber kill. Timber is now falling behind Ursa. The other lane, no one's really done anything here, so that one's still pretty close. But we see this chain of events where Dark Willow could have made this her team. It could have been Puck forcing Zeus to go back to base, and Puck rotating to pick up the first kill. And now her team is at the top and in a better position to secure the next rune, which is coming up right now. For supports, please keep an eye on creep equilibrium so you know when you can roam around. Cores, understand, yes, supports do in fact have to leave the lane at times. They can do it incorrectly. Communicate nicely. All of you explain, I would like to leave for the power rune and the creep equilibrium is coming up. Please play safe. Offlaners, if you say, hey, it's actually not that way, I need you to help me, don't let them pull, and then you can leave, right? Explain what you need to each other, and hopefully you can get the games to go in your way, kind of like we see the possibility here. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If it was, maybe leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I hate asking for that stuff, but it really does help me, help make videos that help you. Ooh, everyone wins, and it's free and easy. Whoa, just throwing it out there. Okay, thanks, bye.